All right, Coach Leach, welcome back. Chick-fil-A Invitational last week. A very competitive field, but you guys produced a number of top five finishes. How'd you guys feel? How'd you feel you competed down there at the Chick-fil-A Invitational in Fresno?
Yeah, I think obviously we got better from our last competition. Uh, like you said, we did have a lot of top five swims. We had some sickness rolling through. But I mean, when you look at our returners compared to where they were last year, they're much faster across the board. And when you compare the two meets, we scored more points this year than we did last year, and we're catching teams that we should be catching. So that's nice. Ryan Falk swam well in all of our events, dropped time, and was much faster this year than last year. We had a bunch of top 10 finishes. Taylor McCoy did great, even though she was not at 100%. Our freshmen stepped up and did better than where they were by a lot compared to the previous dual meet against Nevada. And then, our breaststroke group, they were solid all the way through, led by Lauren Burkle. She finished, I believe, third in the Tuna breast, which was a great swim for her, and was pretty much what she was her fastest time all last year. So continuing to progress well there, and Kiana had some good swims on there. We still are working on stepping up for relays. We're noticing that our individual swims are faster than our relay splits, which should never be the case. We need to be focused and hungry on our relays, and that's just across the board. That's just a team thing that we're working on. But our teammate of the meet was a freshman, and that's somebody that's doing the right things, cheering, being positive. And also swimming well, and that was Kate Latterout, which in her tuner back, she was a 204, which is a solid in-season time for her, which we're excited about, to add that. And she was faster, and her 100 back, 409 was solid. And so for us, it's just trying to make sure we're growing and making the technique changes in practice, and we're training at a level that's going to help us continue to grow at meets and not just expect meets to happen and fast times that happen at meets. That all happens in preparation for during practice. So
Now you guys settle into a routine. You get very busy over this next month, but you're back at home this week hosting Idaho. A fun weekend for you guys. You host Idaho on Friday night as part of Alumni Weekend, Homecoming Weekend. So talk a little bit about the challenge that Idaho faces, a team that you've already seen earlier this year, and then also the alumni meet. I'll follow up with that.
Okay.
Let's talk about the
Okay.
Idaho meet on Friday.
Yeah. And we're excited to have Idaho coming over for our alumni weekend. We're going to have alumni back on campus, like you spoke about. But Idaho, they're tough. They hung with us for the relay meet earlier on, and they hung the majority of the time with us, which is gonna mean it's gonna be a good competition on Friday. And we're going to continue training the way that we train, learn how to swim tough and learn how to swim tired. It's a hard trait, hard ability to have. But for us, I think if we bring our best game, we'll be able to take care of business in front of our home crowd, in front of our alumni. But again, I'm excited to see what Idaho brings in a dual meet setup, not just a relay setup. So, we're gonna have everybody swimming, and we'll see who can produce some fast times on Friday, and then, after that, it's gonna be a fun weekend with all of our alumni and homecoming. So
Yeah, can you talk a little about the events you're going to have this weekend for, it sounds like 40 to 50 alumni will be back on campus and hanging out with the team. So can you talk a little bit about how nice will it be to, I guess, introduce yourself to a lot of these alumni for the first time, but also, what do you want to see from your team and being around, a lot of former Cougs?
right, for us, it's just getting back and connecting with our alumni. I think is very important. Like you said, we're gonna have a big group. Bex has done a great job getting our alumni engaged, getting them excited, sending them updates often. All last year, all this year. So obviously at our swim meet, we're going to recognize our alumni that are there during our first break, and after the meet's done, we're going to have an alumni dinner with not only our current student athletes but all of our alumni, and it's just a good way to get back to getting to know them and creating that relationship again where they feel a part of it, and we can't wait to meet them all and have them feel like they're part of our family as we grow and continue to build. And then Saturday morning, we're going to have a practice for our student athletes, and then we're going to have our alumni come on back, and we're going to get together for some relays, some fun, a little bit of everything. So it should be a good time. It's not really going to be all that big of a deal as far as, we've got to go best times and try and beat up on our alumni. In fact, our alumni, I'm excited to see them get back and maybe get in the water and swim against some of our student athletes. So it should be fun.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Go Cougs.